Hello everybody. Right, this video is for Luke John Russell, who asked me the question a little while ago now. He said, can you run on a bike, on a motorcycle on the Courier Exchange? And I'm sorry about the delay getting it out there, but the truth of the matter is I don't really know. So I didn't really know until I come across one. So what I did is I put it out on the Sunday Q&A, and I went, anybody out there running on a bike, they can give me some information, that'd be great, we'll get back to John. Nothing really happened. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and do this video sort of effect and cause. Which if you think about it, if you ever, like, you know, you see something fall over and then you look back and you go, say you see like a can fall over, and then you look back, oh, it's because that ball rolled into it. But actually you see the can fall over first and then you assume the ball rolled into it. But you actually see it in the opposite way that it actually is. That makes no sense. So what I mean by effect and cause is I'm going to put the video out, and then I'm hoping that by other people will see the video and go, I run on a bike, Pete, and they'll get the comments in the Sunday Q&A, then I can link the two together and you'll get a better response from people that aren't obsessed with balls being in the wrong angle. So I don't even search for smaller jobs now. When I go on the Exchange app, I put in between 7.5 tonne and 18 tonne, because those are the jobs in my price bracket. Sometimes I look to see if there's any Luton jobs coming out from where I am, thinking I could do a Luton job, but bear in mind the money that I'd have to quote for a Luton job, there's a good chance that it wouldn't be worth my while. I'm better off not taking a Luton job and then hoping in 2-3 minutes time a lorry job pings up, which pays a lot more money. But when I go back to when I was running in a van, which is about 2.5-3 years ago, there weren't that many jobs that come up for motorcycling. Most of them require small van. So my initial reaction would be, no, there's not really much work for motorbikes on the Exchange. And then I had to do a job recently where it's like they wanted a 2-man unload. As it turned out, they didn't need a 2-man unload because most of the stuff was on pallets and I've got a pump truck and a tail lift. But they said, I think they assumed that a lot of it might be handball, so it was a 2-man. So what they did is they arranged for a guy to be on site. So I rock up at Tesco's first thing in the morning with a load of stuff, and a guy potters up on a motorbike. And I asked him the question, I says, well, how would you find it? And he said, okay. He said, I said, what did you get for this job? And I can't remember what he said, but I think it was around the 50-65 pound mark he got just for being the extra man. So presumably that pays his travel to the job, then he's unloading about an hour, and then after an hour he might have to renegotiate, and then his travel away from the job. As it turned out, he was actually only on the job for about 15 minutes or half an hour, because he hung around while I took the pump trucks off. We also had all the fitters with a high vis, and they helped as well. It was obviously, it's good from the shipper's point of view to know that someone's there to make sure that the job comes off, but he wasn't actually needed. And then I asked him, I said, how have you found running on a bike on the Exchange? And he went, during the pandemic it was very good. He said we did a lot of the PCR tests and also a lot of laptops that need to be taken to other people's houses. And I went, well, how do you work it then? And he said, well, what I tend to do is, if it's a small van job, if it's listed what it is, like an envelope, a laptop, a small box, I'll ring them. And I'll go, I'm on a bike. I can actually get it there quicker. I can get through the traffic quicker. And obviously, I won't be held up in the same way as a van might be held up. And they will either turn around to me and go, no, sorry, the customer has requested a small van, we've got to go with it. Or I'll ring the customer and they'll come back and go, yeah, they're happy with the bike. Or, yeah, that's fine. As long as it gets there, mate, I don't mind. So that's the only experience I've ever had of anyone running on a bike on the Exchange. So what I'm now going to hope you guys do, if you're running on a bike or you run bikes, I know there's a guy out there, one of the guys who helped me out, I forget his name, the Roosters or something like that, can give us a bit more information. Then what I'll do is I'll link this video either to a supplementary video or to us covering it in the Sunday Q&A, and then anyone who's thinking of joining the Exchange with a bike will have a much better idea, because I don't want to tell someone something I don't know, and I'm in lorries. It doesn't get much bigger than that. It's the polar opposite to bikes. So there you go, guys. Thanks very much for listening. I hope you can help. I hope we can help this man, and if you're out there on a bike, take care and take money.